We know that movie is ever actually this movie has a 3 seasons, which is 2014, 2015, and 2018. So we already choose to watch the Maze Runner 2014, which is the first version. So before we start our review on this movie, please introduce yourself, dear member of Group 59.
Oh, hello guys, I'm pretty sure all of you already know me. So I'm Farhan from Administration Course.
Yes, Farhan, of course we know you. Hi everyone, I'm Shikin from the Bachelor of Environmental Science and Technology with metric number 206652.
Hi, I am SYUHADAH, or known better as Shu. I am a student of Animal Science Bachelor. Great to see you guys again.
Everyone, again it's me ARIFAH with metric number 208047. Actually, I can already felt the vibes of today's presentation just by looking at all of your excited face. Nice to meet you all.
Hi everyone, my name is Zaidatul Huda binti Zakaria and metric number is 205764. I am ready to review our movie. How about you guys?
Wow, I can't wait to tell all of you about my review on this movie. So excited. But before I begin, my name is EZMYRA binti Muhammad FAUZI, matrix number 205980. Hi everyone. Sorry, Faris, I think you are on mute. So,
okay, sorry.
please repeat again.
Wow, Mera, you looks like very excited to review this movie. Between my name is Muhammad Amin Faris and message number is 201990. Nice to meet you again, guys.
I miss you guys. Hello, my name is NABILAH Muhammad ZAKI, metric number 207250. I'm from Bachelor Malay Language Education.
Hi, I am for you guys. My name is SYAHIDATUL TUAH, Bachelor of Instrument Science. Without wasting our time, let's start our discussion on our last movie, which is The Maze Runner.
Alright, that's our introduction. For start, the movie selected the Maze Runner about this movie that we choose. First and foremost, The Maze Runner is a great storyline as it instills fear and suspense in the audience. Everyone who watched it will surely feel action in the story. To be honest, while watching this movie, I feel like I was watching a horror movie. Perhaps it's more to the horror with the background of sound and the screams of powerful and frightening creature. Okay, back to the storyline. Thomas wakes up in the rusty lift and remember only his name. He says that he has been by and supplies to get it. Every 30 days, a new boy will arrive. During their time in the maze, the boys are frequently attacked by Griever, which a physical creature that bite and eat human. The creature is like a human that tries the movie is very scary and stressful. This make me feel worried about the character of the story. Which is he going to die? All the questions happen when they face the Griever. Thomas being chased, he screamed.
Same goes to me, Shira. I was screeching and screaming like crazy watching this movie, even though I have watched it like times, but then I forget everything in the movie. After they ran out from the maze or saved from the monster, I was totally speechless and keep asking myself, oh, damn, what's next though?
You know, guys, at the beginning, I was very shocked because there were many surprises. For example, when Thomas goes for the fertilizers, suddenly Ben went to kill him. At that time, I was very confused. What was kind of this movie? Like horror, especially the scene in the maze. Seriously, like horror.
Wow, thanks for your view. Actually, this movie is like an adventure movie for me, yeah, because of the survival in the maze. So first of all, I will rate the movie around 9.5 over 10 because the audience is very attracted to the story. And also thank you Farhan for suggesting this movie to us last week. For me, the first thing that the film wants to send a message to the audience is about courage. Where Thomas, who is the second last of the humans that were sent to the cage, show his courage when he wants to save Albie. He entered the maze when the gate is closing because he wants to help Minho, who is the runner, to carry Albie, who was stung by the creeper. But Thomas and Minho could not get out from the gate and were trapped. Thomas and Minho show their bravery by trying to hide Albie and Griever. Then this movie also wants to convey the audience curiosity. Thomas showed his curiosity since he was sent into the maze. He asked Albie anything and he really wants to know what inside the maze. Finally, he entered the maze and saw everything inside the maze. At last, Newt and Minho appoint Thomas as a runner because of his bravery and courage. And it is because the runner needs to find a way to get out of the maze. For the whole story, actually Thomas and Teresa are one of the created game, but they did not know at first. And at one part, Thomas injected the virus from the Griever that he killed, and Teresa injected him with an antidote. And he remembered who he was and what he did to the human in the maze. Then Thomas and Teresa Minho and Newt carried some of their friends to get out of the maze, and they did it. At last, there are really heartbreaking moment when Chuck was killed by Gally because he was stung by the Griever and he wanted to shoot Thomas, but Chuck was saving Thomas and he was shot. When someone was stung by Griever, he cannot control his body and also cannot think rationally like Gally.
I totally agree with what you say. I feel sad when especially Chuck. He already decided Chuck as his brother and promised to find Chuck's family. What about
For me, O'Brien, who is Thomas, has always been a standout actor. Here he's a good at the connection with the other guys. All of them are played well by the cast of young actors, particularly head runner Minho, leader Albie, second in command Newt, the heroine Teresa, and the last one is the youngest of the gliders, chubby and charming Chuck. The problem is that there's not much depth to the many supporting characters because the movie only focuses on Thomas, the main character in this movie, since he's the only one that willing to break rules to get out of the maze. And even though Thomas comes to the maze scared and confused, he shows himself to be brave, resourceful, and willingful when he saved the life of the Bladers, Albie and Minho, from the Griever, the alien-like creature. And then there's a nuanced young actress called Teresa, the only girl ever to be sent to the maze. And most of the gliders catcall and insult her because she is a girl, but she later proved herself to be a self-confident and capable young woman, able to take any of the boys in a fight and not afraid to speak her mind. She becomes a close friend with Thomas. She can also communicate telepathically because Teresa suggests that their telepathy may result in a romantic relationship that they had shared before their arrival in the mist. And overall, I love the way each actor and actress show their characteristic respectively. Like, yeah, they are all awesome.
You give such a great point, Farhan. I couldn't agree more on the bravery of that young boy Thomas. He was really one in a thousand. The way he being so inquisitive really makes me wondering what happens next. What was it in the maze? Yeah, as all of you can see, basically all of the boys in the glades were just like, waiting for a miracle but no effort. They only depend on the runner. Unlike Thomas, even though he's new to that place, but he really wondering what's going on in the maze, as he believed that there must be something in the maze that can help them to escape. Oh yes, I was really touched the moment Thomas try his best to save LB by hiding it on the leaves, instead of just leaving it in the maze like what Minho had asked him to do. What do you think, Shu?
I agree with both of you. I think that Kaya Scodelario plays her role as Teresa the best because in this movie she portrays the image of a strong woman, as she doesn't need any man to help her survive. She can get things done on her own. Also, she plays a two-faced Teresa character in this movie. While everyone knows that Wicked is the bad person, she still believes that Wicked is good, but she hides it very well and tries to slowly coax Thomas back into believing that Wicked is good. The fact that she tried to backstab everyone using Thomas makes she's one of the characters that I dislike but loving her character skills, since her acting skills is very convincing as she brings two contradictory characters into one.
Yeah, that's true, Shu. At first, I was fooled by who was wicked because I did not know who is real wicked in this movie, either a good person or bad person.
When it comes to what I think about all this, I do not think that it is right to enforce such a subjective truth onto so many people. I find it almost cruel how the people in the experiment do not even realize what is happening. If I live in this world, I would inevitably be affected by the biological agents. There would be much more human God. There will be much more ways to study for a cure if there even could be one. I believe in an objective truth that comes from God. This changes who an individual is for me altogether. An individual could be virtuous or not virtuous based on an inner and intangible substance, not by the environment. I recognize that the environment will have ramifications on who someone becomes, but I believe that everyone has the opportunity to be virtuous despite any environment they may be a part of. This fact seems to invalidate the legitimacy of.
Personally, I really enjoyed and getting thrilled by watching this movie. The story plot and the acting skills by these actors and actresses that you guys mentioned before were mind-blowing, and I can't keep away my eyes from them. As the more challenging scene came out, the more curious it got me to finish the movie. But when it came to the end, my mind was telling me like, that's all for this movie? Kinda hanging story plot. I do think that I could not get enough of this masterpiece movie, and turned out they also had second and third The Maze Runner.
I react the same way as Nabila did. To me, the ending was kind of flat, like I was expecting some flavors toward the finale. Perhaps a not so typical ending. The reason for this is that I pretty much figured out that this film is a sequel, which leads us to a series marathon. After seeing them escape from the maze and then find themselves in a laboratory to be an experimental object for the wicked, therefore leading me to conclude that the ending was cliche to me. However, I gotta mention that every single one of the actors and actresses were doing a fantastic job in delivering the emotions in this movie. Would you recommend The Maze Runner to others?
Like I said before, I have watched this movie many times. I have also watched the second and the third movie of it as well. And it is an exciting movie. Also, the novel, I read it. I think, Esmira, you should watch the second and the third movie as well. So you won't think that the ending was a little bit flat. You just need to continue this story. This movie ending is not the end for their story yet. However, in my opinion, it was a cool movie to watch. The movie was full of suspense, real and adequate amount of action which can really be done by normal people. So obviously they are running to save their life. There are some wow moments for me when those giant spider like Pink Graver tries to kill them and the way they were saving themselves for a few. I was feeling like I was also there in the movie. All the credit goes to the cameraman who thought for those camera angles. And for the second part, now if I talk about the acting part, there was a scene where Newt makes Thomas as a maze runner, and then Thomas says thanks to Newt. After that, Newt do some eye rolling kind of stuff, and I really like that. Newt, who is Thomas' Brody Sunstead, is my favorite character because he is a funny man in the movie and he's kind of cute. It's 8.5 over 10 stars for this movie, and I would surely recommend this movie to my friends.
For me, this movie was great and I want to watch again with my friends. It is because I can see that this movie show the important thing in our life which is cooperation. It can be seen when Thomas and others work together to kill the griever.
Yes, guys. You should watch all the Maze Runner movie. It has a different schedule, so you guys must watch the next Maze Runner.
For age suitability for this movie is not recommended for children under 15. It is suitable for children over 15 because the Maze Runner has a lot of violence, some of it instant and disturbing. For example, a woman shoot herself by holding a pistol to her head and fire it. We see her dead body later. Second, a scary-looking vicious creature called Griever attacks the humans. After a griever bites a human, the human becomes violent, slowly goes insane and attack other humans. Some of the griever eat human instead of just biting them. In addition to the violence described above, young children are likely to be particularly disturbed by the griever, which are vicious, giant robots. I was worried they will be carried away to this creature dream and will cry at night and call his parents to sleep with them. Maybe they will scream at night and say, Mom, Dad, help me, Griever want to eat me. Who know, right? Children perception. Okay, third, a young boy is stabbed and impaled with a large sword-like weapon. And last, the boy used many handmade weapons in fight, including sticks, stones, and knives. Injuries and bloody wounds are shown. These scenes are less suitable for minors because these scenes can affect their thinking. They can imagine them holding a gun and trying to imagine by killing, stabbing, and inventing various tools that may seem dangerous to them.
I agree with you, Shira. If the children under 15 want to watch this movie too, I think they need parental guidance as well, but it's not recommended. So my point is, the first time I watched this movie, I was really excited. I'm also one of the fans of the movies like this. To add more about this movie, I would like to highlight the design and the visual effect used in the filming set. Actually, the Method Studios was the major visual effect vendors for the Maze Runner, delivering around 530 shots for the film. VFX supervisors' duties were shared by Sue Rowe and Eric Burbix. They also faced the major problems, which is bringing to life the grievers who need them to menacing, part mechanical creatures that emerge at night to patrol the labyrinth. Not only that, the maze comprises a complex labyrinth built from 100-foot walls. The set was constructed to include the first 16 feet, which method filling in the rest with a range of digital extensions. Once the walls were built, they had to cover with acres of ivy. In Houdini, they created a custom procedural growth system for the thousands of tiny ivy leaves, which allowed the artists to draw on the wall where they wanted the ivy to grow. To make it look organic, it also needed to wrap around the wall and find crevices to attach itself. For me, this movie came out with the interesting design and the visual effect. What do you think? Do you think the same way like me?
Wow, I did not know the detailed progress of this hard work masterpiece till you told us. They took some extreme measurement to make this movie. That's impressive. Thanks, ASHIKIN. Nonetheless, the visual effects made in this particular movie is not the best I have seen compared to countless films I have watched. Maybe it's because that there are too many skilled production teams out there that produce outstanding visual effects. So to me, it is not the best but visually superb. Well, this just made my standards and expectations higher for future films. In my opinion, the story's introduction and the climax are profound. So that's the one that carried me out all the way to the end.
Yes, Ashikin, I strongly agree with you. The graphics and designs of the sets are spectacularly good. Every time they enter the maze, it makes me feel like I want to be there too. I would like to feel the rush of being in there, being chased by the life-threatening givers. Also, since the scene that I found the most memorable in this movie also occurred in the maze, which is the scene after Thomas and Minho found out about the door to the exit and the entrance of the Rivers at Gate 7. It was when they were running to avoid themselves from being trapped since the blade at the Gate 7 is closing their way back to the glade. I had an adrenaline rush because it scared me to death if Thomas wouldn't be able to cross the blade since he and Minho was separated by it. He kept on screaming for Minho and Minho continues on cheering for Thomas by saying keep going. Fortunately, he passed the blade with Minho but had to face other obstacles. To cut in short, they are not trapped in Gate 7 and managed to come back to the glade in one piece.
Yeah, sure. I remember that part. Don't know why, but I really love to see Thompson and Minho together. Maybe because both of them look smart. So since you have touched about the adrenaline rush scene, I think I'm going to share with you guys about the scene in this movie that really broke me into pieces. So it was when Chuck sacrifices his own life by jumping in front of the gun that Gally shot at Thomas. What a huge sacrifices. He was really near to the end, but he couldn't make it. Before Chuck's death at the hands of Gally, he had given Thomas the crafted item and told him to keep it before dying in his arms. And Thomas carried it as a reminder of him. I really can feel how Thomas felt at that time because Chuck is his best friend, and after this while, Chuck is the one that always support Thompson when no one ever does. And I can also feel the disappointment when Thompson couldn't take Chuck's dead body together with him because all of them who came to rescue were just ignoring him.
Yes, Arifah, I totally feel the same way as your thought. The duo runner who were Thomas and Minho was really outstanding and slayed the challenging survival in getting the way out of the creepy maze. That was the scene that really made my thriller mood turn on. It's when they got to hide from the griever and at the same time pull up their stung friend body, LB, for not being damaged by that griever. It's kind of threw butterflies in my stomach because I also can feel the nerve situation. In addition, I would like to highlight some inappropriate language that is being used by Mino in that scene. It happened when Mino got angry because of Thomas' stupidity that made the griever chase them. He used, "You son of bitch," to Thomas. It's kind of cursed word that should not be said by teenagers. Moreover, when the others put love more on Thomas as the hero as well as the key, I do think that Thomas not having so much hard time because of Minho. The guy was the one experienced and skillful runner over 3 years and got to know all the section of the maze way, so that it was really helpful to the bravery Thomas to against the scary grief in the maze finding the way out. The lovely boy, Chuck, has special place in my heart. I mean, he was the only child that get trapped into the glades without remembering his parents. At first, I am expecting that he will survive as he's the only kid there. At the end, he died too. We were crying together, Arifah.
Me too, Nabila. I felt very cheerful at that moment.
Oh gosh, you make me jump into the wagon. I have so much things to say about the depth of this movie, but I will just keep it to myself and make it short. Thomas, Chuck, Newt, Minho, and Albie were such inspirational characters. That's the thing about watching a good movie. You learn something and you believe something new. Thus, making you more mature as a person. I hope everyone gets the message from those characters. As the saying goes, there's always room for improvement.
I want to add a little bit about this movie. For me, this movie is very interesting. I like to see the actions of those who like to challenge themselves. Among the scenes I like the most when Thomas goes out in the maze, which is again the rules of the gladiators. Just like Arifah said before, he goes to save Miho and Albi. As soon as he makes it to Miho, the boy tells him he just made a huge mistake and that he just came himself. Thomas also asks why he has no hope, and Miho says no one has ever survived a night out in the maze. I think the person who are trying to escape, even he or she knows that there is no hope for that. Do you have another favorite scenes, Nabila?
Thank you, Ashikin. Okay, my favorite scene in this movie when Gailey, the annoying boy, died. That kind of sounds cruel, right? But I have my own opinion. Since early, Gailey was the one who really got me annoyed with his weirdness and not supporting the runner team to get out from the maze. He really hated Thomas, thinking him as the causes of unpredictable situation happened when the village got attacked by the grievous at night. He even punished Thomas by putting him in pit prison and instigated other teenagers to unfollow the runner team and saying they belonged to the maze. By the way he acted, it even more showing his weakness and the coward side of him. At the end, whenever he died, being stabbed by Minho, I felt really satisfied as my dream was fulfilled. I felt that I'm the one that killed him with my bare hands. The loser should die soon after he had time to shoot over Chuck, my lovely boy. What do you guys think?
Who likes the loser? Not me. Nope. I go with Nabila since I feel disgusted with Kelly.
Yes, me too. From the start, I don't like Gally character.
Glad to see that most of you gave a positive review for this movie that I recommended. But you know, the time is ticking so fast. I think we should stop here since there are a bunch of reviews that we have heard. And yeah, see you all later for the next discussion. Bye bye.
Bye.
Thank you, guys.